Good evening. You're watching the news at 6, a daily roundup of all that has happened across India and the world. I'm Ishan Russell, and these are the headlines that we're tracking this evening. Opposition party leaders from Jammu and Kashmir meet President Pranab Mukherjee. Former State Chief Minister Umar Abdullah says the central government has worsened the situation by refusing to acknowledge it as a political problem. Finance Minister says moderate taxes and evasion cannot coexist, tells industry to pay its taxes and repay the loans it takes from banks. Arun Jaitley criticizes Nehruvian model of development, says 1991 reforms were born of bankruptcy, calls Narasimha Rao a conservative who acted out of compulsion. And Usain Bolt becomes the only man to complete a triple-triple in Olympics after winning a third gold medal for Jamaica in the 100-meter relay event, ends Olympic career claiming 9 gold medals. Our top story this evening, Prime Minister Narendra Modi held bilateral talks with the Deputy Prime Ministers of Russia and Nepal today. Russian Deputy Prime Minister Dmitry Rogozin and Modi discussed key aspects of bilateral ties shared by both countries. During the meet, Modi reaffirmed India's time-tested ties with Moscow and called the nation as a reliable friend. He also assured India's commitment to strengthen and deepen bilateral ties with Russia across all domains. Modi also met Deputy Prime Minister of Nepal, Bimalendra Nidhi. Both held talks on issues of mutual importance. Nidhi is in India as the special envoy of newly elected Prime Minister Prachanda. The new Nepal government is trying to reset its ties with India. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley touched a raw nerve with the Congress on Saturday when he said that the Nehruvian model had led to no development. Jaitley was also critical of former Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao, saying he was a conservative and the economic policies brought by him were largely due to bankruptcy. Jaitley also said that the moderate taxes and high evasions cannot coexist.
Finance Minister Arun Jaitley touched a nerve with the Congress party on Saturday when he said that former Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao wasn't the economic messiah people believe he is. Rao is widely seen as the initiator of economic reforms in the country. He also said that the UPA government had neglected productivity, even saying that the post-independence Nehruvian model had led to no development at all.
स्वतंत्रता के बाद जो आर्थिक रास्ता हम लोगों ने अपनाया था, वो अपने आप में बहुत विकास के रास्ते पे इस देश को ले जाता, वो रास्ता नहीं था। और शायद यही कारण है कि स्वतंत्रता के बाद जो पहले 3-4 दशक रहे, उसमें 1-1.5-2%, बहुत हुआ तो 2.5% ग्रोथ हो गई. We were actually impacted by the Nehruvian thought. और हमें लगता था कि कुछ काम ऐसे हैं सिर्फ सरकार करेगी.
The Congress was quick to retaliate, saying the NDA government's own record was dismal as far as economic growth was concerned.
ये बिल्कुल गलत बात है. हिंदुस्तान आगे बढ़ा है. अगर तुलनात्मक दृष्टिकोण से देखें जो दूसरे देश हैं, किस देश का वो जिक्र करते हैं. जहां तक भारत का सवाल है, यूपीए के 10 साल में यूपीए 1 और यूपीए 2, पहले तो 1991 से जो उदारीकरण हुआ, रिफॉर्म्स हुए, वो कांग्रेस ने आरंभ किए. पर यूपीए के शासनकाल के अंदर भारत की जीडीपी चौगुनी हुई.
The finance minister also said that his government can think of a lower tax regime only when more and more people pay their share of taxes, saying tax evasion and moderate tax rates cannot coexist. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, opposition leaders from Jammu and Kashmir met President Pranab Mukherjee at his residence today. Raising the issue of the ongoing unrest in the Kashmir Valley, the delegation urged the president to impress upon the centre to find an immediate solution to the crisis. They added that the problem in Kashmir is a political one and must be dealt with politically, not administratively.
As the curfew in Kashmir entered the 43rd day, a delegation of opposition parties from the state met President Pranab Mukherjee on Saturday. Led by former Chief Minister Omar Abdullah, the delegation requested the president to urge upon the central government to find a solution to the Kashmir crisis politically rather than administratively.
We have requested the President to use his good offices to get the Government of India to acknowledge that basically the root cause of what is happening today lies in the politics of Jammu and Kashmir, and the solution also must be found politically, not administratively, and not through the use of force. This is what we have, the position that all political parties took with the President, and we do hope that there will be a positive outcome from our visit here.
Omar also stressed that continued delay to engage with the people of the state will further deepen the sense of alienation in the valley and can have serious long-term implications on peace and stability in the state.
Over the last couple of days, we have found that an effort is being made to crush the ongoing agitation in Jammu and Kashmir by heaping more misery on the people. People who today are undergoing their 43rd day of restrictions and curfew are having further restrictions placed on them, with the sale of petroleum and other products being banned, with the movement of ambulances to hospitals being affected, with stringent curfew measures being enforced. All that is happening is that more and more people are being driven out onto the streets, and the problem is getting worse.
Other leaders in the delegation also urged the president to use his influence on the state as well as the union government to stop the use of lethal force against civilians in the valley.
ये महज लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन नहीं है जिसको एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिवली डील किया जाए, बल्कि हमारा ये मानना है कि आज तक दोनों सरकारें, मरकजी सरकार और रियासती सरकार ने वो सब कुछ नहीं किया जिससे उस मसले का हल निकल सकता था। लेकिन बदकिस्मती यही है कि आज तक उन्होंने इस मसले की तह तक जांच करने की भी कोशिश नहीं की, जानने की भी कोशिश नहीं की, और इसलिए हमने प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया से कहा एक तो पॉलिटिकल सवाल है ये, इसका पॉलिटिकल हल निकालने के लिए पॉलिटिकल प्रोसेस चाहिए, हर शेड के ओपिनियन को इन्वॉल्व किया जाना चाहिए। दूसरा, एक्सेसिव यूज ऑफ फोर्स इंक्लूडिंग पैलेट गन, उस पर पाबंदी लगनी चाहिए।
जो स्थिति इस वक्त वादी के अंदर है वो बड़ी गंभीर स्थिति है, इसको डील करने की जरूरत है, लोगों को ऊन करने की जरूरत है। ये मसला एक एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव मसला नहीं है, इसको पॉलिटिकली डील करने की जरूरत है।
Meanwhile, mobile phone services were partially restored in Kashmir on Saturday, even as normal life remained paralyzed for the 43rd day due to curfew. The shutdown in the valley will continue as a precautionary measure, as separatists have extended their agitation till the 25th of August. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu met External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj in New Delhi on Friday. The two foreign ministers held wide-ranging talks on a range of bilateral and regional issues. Both sides finalized a roadmap for cooperation between the two countries in a wide variety of fields in the coming years. He also called on Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari later in the day. Cavusoglu is on a 3-day visit to India and will depart for Hyderabad today to inaugurate the Turkish consulate building. This is Cavusoglu's first official visit to India. Time for us to take a short break. Lots more on the other side. Do stay tuned.
What you think are our major challenges in terms of higher education?
Major challenge is improper recognition of what an education costs. I feel that the government is not investing enough in higher education. A lot of our problems can be addressed very effectively by science. I think a career in science is a tremendous privilege to have.
Watch Eureka with Professor Ram Ramaswamy, President, Indian Academy of Sciences, only on Rajya Sabha TV. From cowries to metal pieces, Indian currency has seen many changes. The earliest punch-marked coins came from Gandhar. The East India Company at the turn of the 19th century also minted its own coins. The Indo-Greek coins come from a colony left behind by Alexander. They depict the golden rule of the Guptas, with embossed human portraits and matrimonial alliances like Chandragupta Maurya's wedding with Seleucus I Nicetas' daughter.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Welcome back. You're watching the news at 6. Now, the flood situation in Madhya Pradesh is quite grim. The districts of Rewa, Satna and Panna are underwater. 15 people have died due to the heavy rains and floods, and Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan called an emergency meeting to review the heavy rainfall and flood situation in the state. Meanwhile, the rise in the levels of the Ganga has created flood-like situations in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh.
The Rewa district of Madhya Pradesh, where incessant rains have flooded the roads and residential areas for the past 3 days. An army helicopter is rescuing people stranded in the affected areas. Satna and Panna districts are also facing a similar situation. Several villages have been inundated, forcing thousands to seek shelter in relief camps. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan called for an emergency meeting to review the situation. He also assured help to all victims and asked people to heed rain alerts.
जो नुकसान हुआ है बाढ़ से और अतिवृष्टि से, उसके आकलन में अभी समय लगेगा. वो आकलन करके राहत की व्यवस्था हम करेंगे. भारी वर्षा की चेतावनी भी कुछ जिलों में दी गई है. उन सभी जिलों में हमने एसडीआरएफ की टीम, जिला प्रशासन सबको सतर्क कर दिया है. सभी आवश्यक व्यवस्थाएं जुटाई जा रही है. स्थिति चिंताजनक है, गंभीर है, लेकिन प्रशासन पूरी तरह से सजग है. हम लोग लगे हुए हैं.
The Ganga flooded parts of Patna with a spike in water levels, putting several districts on alert. The National Disaster Response Force teams are on alert with the water flowing above danger mark. The rise in water levels has created flood-like situations in Allahabad, with the water entering residential areas. Several other districts in UP are also reeling under flood as incessant rain has crippled normal life.
पानी भर गया है और सब लोग अपना अपना जो है छत पे चढ़े हुए हैं, कोई कुछ भूखों मर रहे हैं. बहुत परेशानी हो रही है.
आज मुझे जो सूचना मिली है कि जमुना जी में बढ़ाव शुरू हुआ, इससे गंगा जी में बढ़ाव शुरू हो गया है और इस समय 1 से 1.5 सेंटीमीटर प्रति घंटा की रफ्तार से गंगा जी पुनः बढ़ रही है.
While continuous rains in Odisha have triggered the possibility of floods in many areas, farmers in Maharashtra incurred heavy losses due to incessant rains. Meanwhile, the Met Department has predicted heavy rainfall in West Bengal, Jharkhand, Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Some more national news stories now nationwide. The Gujarat government is forming a special investigation team to investigate the 4-year-old firing incident at Tanagar, where 3 Dalit youths were killed. Chief Minister Vijay Rupani said he had received several representations from Dalit leaders requesting the same. The government also decided to form a special designated court and appoint a special public prosecutor to expedite the case. It also announced an additional compensation of 2 lakh rupees to the nearest of the kin of each of these victims, over and above what was earlier decided. The Kerala government dropped its move to start online liquor sales during the Onam festival after facing flack from all quarters. Putting to rest the row over the proposed move to introduce online foreign liquor trade, government made it clear that no such decision has been taken. Attacking the government over the issue, opposition leader Ramesh Chennithala said that the LTF government initiative in this sector was in favour of encouraging liquor consumption in Kerala. Seven people were killed and 3 injured when a house collapsed in Madhya Pradesh Sagar district. The house in Rahatgarh area of the district collapsed following incessant rains. The dead included a woman and 4 minors who were asleep when the house collapsed. The nation is remembering former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi on his 72nd birth anniversary today. President Pranab Mukherjee, former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh and Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi paid tributes to Rajiv Gandhi at Veer Bhumi in Delhi today. Time for some sports now, and India's only woman golfer in the fray, Aditi Ashok, is in action in Rio today. Aditi, the youngest in the field at Rio, is 18 years, started her maiden Olympics campaign on a high with an impressive 3 under 68 to finish tied 7th after the opening round. By the end of the second round, the Bangalore teenager was tied 8th. However, the third round isn't going according to plan as she dropped 23 places to be tied 31st. Although Aditi might not finish at the podium, but has shown enough spark to be considered a long-term prospect.
Women's tours. She likes it. Quite rightly.
Now, Usain Bolt ended his Olympic career by claiming an unprecedented triple treble and his 9th gold as Jamaica won the 4x100 meter relay final in Rio. Bolt had won the 100 meter and 200 meters in Rio and is the only man to win all 3 sprint events at 3 games.
Lightning Bolt struck the Olympic field one last time as he helped Jamaica win the 4x200 meters relay final. The Jamaican ended his Olympic career by claiming an unprecedented triple-triple with 9 gold medals. The 29-year-old is the only man to win the 100 meters, 200 meters and the 4x200 meters relay event at 3 games in a row.
And the United States have finished third on the eve of his 30th birthday.
The Jamaican team lifted the gold in a time of 37.27 seconds. Japan won a surprise silver and the USA were disqualified to hand Canada bronze.
It's just dedication. I've always wanted more. I was never satisfied with what I had. I always wanted more, and I kept on pushing myself because I wanted to be the greatest.
Meanwhile, defending champions United States won the women's Olympic 4x200 meters relay, with Allyson Felix becoming the first woman to collect 5 gold medals in athletics. Jamaica took the silver, while Britain won bronze. In hockey, Great Britain's women won their first Olympic hockey gold after beating defending champions Netherlands in a dramatic penalty shootout. After the final finished 3-3 in normal time, Britain won the shootout 2-0.
You know, and this is the ultimate ambition to win an Olympic gold medal, and the team have been absolutely fantastic. We've had a great tournament and we deserve this.
In football, Germany won their first ever Olympic gold in women's football with a superior second half performance to beat Sweden 2-1. Germany are now one of the only 3 women's teams to win both the Olympic and World Cup. Canada took the bronze after beating host Brazil 2-1. In basketball, the United States continued their quest for gold with a scrappy 82-76 win over Spain to reach the finals of the men's tournament for the 3rd straight Olympics. They will now face Serbia in Sunday's final after they beat Australia 87-61 to reach their first Olympic final. In the overall medal standings on day 14, the United States leads the table with 105 medals that include 38 gold, 35 silver and 32 bronze. Britain stands at the second spot with 24 golds, while China is in the third place with 22 gold. Meanwhile, India jumped to the 64th spot in the medal tally after ace shuttler PV Sindhu secured a silver in the badminton finals on Friday. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Time for us to take another short break. Lots more on the other side. Do stay tuned.
Hello, I am Ishan Russell.
I'm Tracy Shilchi and you're watching News Tonight.
Together with the team of our
dedicated professionals from across various fields.
This is Shyam Sundar, Vishal Dahiya, Akhilesh Suman,
Frank Pereira from Beijing, China.
Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
We bring to you
the news that matters here on Rajya Sabha TV.
The sacred relics of Buddha were unearthed in Piprava in Uttar Pradesh. Buddhist monks from all over the world visit the National Museum to pay their respects. These charred bone fragments of Buddha are housed in the gold canopy gifted by the royal family of Thailand.
Welcome back. You're watching the news at 6. Now, the U.S. military today slashed the number of intelligence advisors directly supporting the Saudi-led coalition's air war in Yemen. The announcement was made by the U.S. Navy after concerns over civilian casualties in the war-torn country. U.S. Navy spokesperson Lieutenant Ian McConney told media persons that since June, the size of the American service personnel has now been brought down to less than 5 from a team of 45 to participate in the Joint Combined Planning Cell. The planning cell was set up in 2014 to focus on logistics, air-to-air refueling of coalition warplanes and intelligence support. However, this decision does not impact the support to the Saudi-led coalition. The Arab coalition began air raids and later sent in ground forces to support the internationally recognized government of President Mansour Hadi after Houthi rebels and their allies overran much of Yemen. Saudi Arabia claims the rebels are backed by its Shiite regional rival, Iran. The coalition says it uses highly accurate laser and GPS-guided weapons, many of them supplied by the US, that it verifies targets many times in order to avoid civilian casualties. Yet, allegations of strikes on civilian facilities have continued. A number of rights groups have accused the Arab coalition of indiscriminate bombings. Now, Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump has once again reached out to African-American voters, vowing to restore law and order and increase job opportunities. Trump's outreach is part of his efforts to raise his single-digit standing with one of America's largest minority groups. Trump also attacked his Democratic rival, Hillary Clinton, and vowed to protect the jobs of the minorities from immigrants. Hillary Clinton leads Trump by 8 percentage points among likely voters. Clinton has the support of the African-American community and won the Democratic nomination in part thanks to her large victory margins amongst minorities in nearly every state.
No group in America has been more harmed by Hillary Clinton's policies than African Americans. No group. No group. If Hillary Clinton's goal was to inflict pain on the African American community, she could not have done a better job. It's a disgrace.
Some more international news now on Global Buzz. The 304 rescued migrants and bodies of 5 people who drowned after their boats capsized in the Mediterranean Sea reached Sicily. The accident took place off the coast of Libya when a boat was trying to carry war refugees to Europe. More than 500 migrants were also rescued from an overcrowded and unsafe boat in the seas between Libya and Italy on Thursday. Typhoon Yanmu has left 1 dead and 14 injured in southwest China's Yunnan province. The typhoon swept across the region on Friday, bringing heavy rainfall and high winds. The rainstorm that lasted till early hours of Saturday caused extensive damage to crops, residential houses, shops, and also caused blackouts. Power in the affected regions has been partially restored. Turkey's parliament on Saturday approved a reconciliation agreement signed with Israel in June, bringing a 6-year rift between them to an end. Relations between the two countries crumbled after Israeli Marines stormed a Turkish ship in 2010 to enforce a naval blockade of the Hamas-run Gaza Strip, killing 10 Turks on board. Russian naval and land forces conducted joint drills on Friday, moving military hardware and troops to annex Crimea. The drills are part of a logistics exercise ahead of the much larger war games planned on the peninsula for next month. Meanwhile, the US and Ukraine, in a phone call, urged a speedy resolution to the conflict with the pro-Russian separatists amid a spike in tensions with Moscow. Two soldiers were killed and 8 wounded in 24 hours in Ukraine's rebel-held eastern region. Ukrainian President Poroshenko has said on Thursday that he did not rule out introducing martial law and a new wave of military mobilization if the conflict with pro-Russian separatists worsened. That's all from us. Goodbye.